Hey, you. Let's talk about something that can cast a really long shadow. Bullying.
Yeah, and including what happens online. Cyberbullying. It's tough stuff.
It really is. And if you're tuning in and this resonates with experiences you've had, I want you to hear this right from the start. It's the core message from our source today, which is Klebeted text, specifically a section on bullying from Inner Light Teen Edition.
Right, growing stronger, one story at a time.
Exactly. And the message is, none of it was your fault. You didn't deserve it, and you are absolutely not alone in this.
That's so important to get across.
So our mission today is to really dig into this, understand what's going on, why it happens, and maybe explore some ways to navigate these really difficult situations.
Definitely. We're using this material to look beyond just the what of bullying, to get into the why, the impact.
Maybe find some practical tools.
Exactly. So maybe we should start with defining it. Like, what is bullying, really? Because it's more than just kids being mean sometimes, isn't it?
That's a great point. The source is clear at its heart. Bullying is a repeated pattern.
Repeated. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a one-off fight or disagreement. It's intentional. Doing things over and over to hurt someone, embarrass them, control them.
Like a pattern of behavior aimed at causing harm.
Precisely. Think less single spark, more persistent fire.
And that harm, it takes different forms, right? The source breaks that down.
It does. There's the obvious physical stuff, hitting, shoving.
Yeah, the things people often picture first.
But then there's verbal bullying, and that can be just as damaging. Constant name-calling, insults, even threats.
Absolutely. And social bullying, too, the kind that messes with your relationships or reputation.
Like spreading rumors.
Yeah.
Or deliberately leaving someone out.
Exactly. That kind of exclusion, it's designed to isolate.
And now, of course, there's the online world, cyberbullying, which feels like it adds another dimension entirely.
It really does. The source calls it bullying through digital devices, online platforms.
Which means it can be kind of inescapable.
Well, yeah, it can follow you home, into your bedroom, basically anywhere, anytime. And the potential audience is huge. It's not just the schoolyard anymore.
So it can feel relentless,
Uh-huh.
nippy, and very public.
That's a key part of it. It sort of removes the physical boundaries of harassment.
Okay, so we have a clear picture of the what. But the big question, the one that often trips people up, is why? Why does it happen? There's that old harmful idea that somehow the target is at fault.
Right, that they're asking for it or are weak. The source really challenges that perspective.
How so?
It points out that actually bullying very rarely comes from something the victim has done or is. It's often rooted in the person doing the bullying.
So it's about the bully's own stuff.
Pretty much. They might be hurting inside themselves, feeling, small or scared or angry or powerless. And bullying becomes this, misguided attempt to feel bigger or more powerful by pushing someone else down.
Like projecting their own feelings of inadequacy onto someone else.
Exactly. It's a way they try to cope, maybe, with their own difficult emotions, but it comes out in this incredibly harmful way towards others.
That really shifts the focus, doesn't it? It doesn't excuse the behavior, obviously.
Not at all. The actions are completely unacceptable.
But understanding that it might stem from the bully's own pain, well, it helps you not internalize the blame if you're the one being targeted.
Precisely. It helps detach their actions from your own self-worth.
The source also lists some very concrete examples of how this plays out, specific tactics, which I think is useful for spotting it.
Definitely. Recognizing the signs is key, whether it's happening to you or you see it happening.
So what kind of things does it mention?
Well, things like persistent teasing, mocking, name-calling, maybe stuff that starts small but just keeps going, chipping away at you.
Right, and then more direct things.
Yeah, physical attacks or threats of violence. Online, it can be spreading lies or posting embarrassing photos without permission. Or deliberately excluding someone from online groups, group chats, even creating fake profiles just to harass someone.
Or that thing where a whole group chat turns on one person.
Yes, ganging up digitally and just posting cruel comments, DMs, maybe even editing photos or videos to humiliate someone.
It sounds exhausting just listing it. And it's not always the super obvious aggressive stuff either, is it? The source mentions more subtle things.
That's a really important point, like those backhanded compliments or things disguised as just joking.
Can't you take a joke? Yeah, I've heard that one.
Right. But the intent behind it is cruel. Those subtle forms can be insidious because they're harder to call out, but they still wear you down.
Like a constant drip, drip, drip of negativity.
Exactly. It erodes your confidence, makes you feel constantly on edge.
And all of this obviously has a real impact. The consequences for the person being bullied, they're serious. The source outlines them quite clearly.
Absolutely. We're talking about significant effects. Things like plummeting self-esteem,
Makes sense.
increased anxiety, even leading to depression, a real fear. Like you said earlier, fear of going to school or fear of even going online.
Places that should feel safe, or at least neutral.
Right. And physical symptoms too, headaches, stomach aches, your body reacting to the stress.
Wow.
And maybe the deepest impacts, feelings of isolation, like you're completely alone in it, shame, even hopelessness.
That's incredibly heavy.
It really is. These aren't just temporary bad moods. This stuff can have a lasting effect on mental and emotional health.
And look, if you're listening and any of that sounds familiar, please note those feelings are valid. They make sense given the situation. You're not overreacting.
Absolutely. And you're not alone in feeling that way.
But the good news is the source doesn't just describe the problem. It offers a kind of toolbox, actionable steps for navigating this.
Yes, practical things you can actually do.
Let's start with the first one. Tell a trusted adult.
This is often step one, and it's crucial. The source makes a point of saying this isn't snitching.
Right. It's not about getting someone in trouble. It's about getting yourself safe.
Exactly. It's about seeking safety and support. Think about who you trust could be a parent, a teacher, a school counselor, maybe a coach, an aunt, an uncle.
Anyone you feel safe talking to.
Reaching out is a sign of strength. It's activating your support system.
Okay, another really practical tip, especially for cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Save the evidence.
Yes, so important. Take screenshots. Save messages, posts, comments.
Even if it's upsetting to look at them again.
Yeah, even then. Because in the digital world, things can vanish. Having that record, it's proof. It can be vital if you decide to report it.
Report it where?
To the school, maybe, or the platform itself, like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, or even, in more serious cases, to the police. It makes your experience concrete.
And building on that, the advice is to block and report on those platforms.
Definitely. Take back control of your online space. Use the block button. Use the report function.
Don't hesitate.
No. You have the right to protect yourself online. Reporting also flags the behavior for the platform, which can help others too.
Now this next one, it might feel counterintuitive sometimes. The source advises not to engage or retaliate.
It's tough, right? Your instinct might be to fight back, defend yourself, maybe lash out.
Totally.
But the source points out that bullies often want a reaction. They feed on the attention, the drama.
So engaging just gives them what they want.
Often, yes. It can escalate things. Staying calm, walking away physically or digitally by just logging off or ignoring the message, it can actually be more powerful.
Like refusing to add fuel to the fire.
Exactly that. Protect your own peace.
It also seems really important during times like this to lean on positive people.
Oh, absolutely. Surround yourself with support. Nurture those healthy friendships. Seek out groups or communities where you feel genuinely accepted and respected.
Quality over quantity, maybe.
For sure. Spending time with people who lift you up, who value kindness. That's a powerful buffer against all the negativity. It reminds you of your real worth.
And speaking of worth, the source talks about self-affirmations. Consciously reminding yourself of positive things.
Yes, building that inner resilience. It even gives examples, like telling yourself, what they say about me isn't who I am.
Okay.
Or their cruelty doesn't define my value. Or simply, I am worthy of respect and kindness.
And just repeating those.
Yeah, repeat them daily, even if it feels weird at first, or you don't totally believe it yet. It starts to reprogram your internal narrative, counteract those negative messages.
Like planting seeds of self-worth.
Exactly.
And finally, maybe most importantly, take care of your mental health through all this.
Crucial. Dealing with bullying takes a huge toll. It's okay, more than okay. It's often necessary to get professional support.
Like talking to a therapist or a counselor.
Yes. They can offer coping strategies, a safe place to just process everything, tools to build resilience. And the source also mentions things like mindfulness, journaling, deep breathing.
Simple practices that can help manage the stress.
Right. Ways to find some inner calm amidst the storm.
Okay, before we wrap up, the source has this really interesting quick action challenge. It's about creating a personal, self-respect contract
I love this idea. It's about making a deliberate promise to yourself.
to prioritize your own well-being.
Yeah, like writing down commitments. The source suggests things like, I promise to respect myself even when others don't.
That's powerful.
Or, I promise to walk away from cruelty, not carry it inside me, and I promise to believe that I am enough.
And then what? Put it somewhere visible.
Yeah, hang it up where you'll see it every day. A constant reminder of your own value and your commitment to treating yourself with kindness, like setting your own personal terms and conditions for self-worth.
It's like building your own internal shield.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we finish this deep dive, let's circle back to that core message.
Please.
If you've been through bullying, online or off, you are not broken. You are whole. You are strong. You are, dare I say, beautiful for having navigated something so incredibly hard.
Absolutely, and that strength you've shown, just getting through it. The source suggests that strength builds character in a way that will take you places the bullies will never reach.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About the resilience that can come out of such difficult experiences.
It does, an unexpected kind of forging.
You absolutely deserve a life filled with respect, kindness, and joy. Never, ever forget that. Keep shining your light.